And of course, my phone's photo album looks like freaking insane because there's like 20,000 pictures and videos of the exact same thing. And I don't know, maybe that's just part of being an artist. You're always trying to capture the exact right shot or angle of something. Hello everyone, my name is River and I am an artist, a Twitch streamer, and aspiring YouTuber who enjoys drawing creatures and comics. And I also enjoy creating videos about my art process and just my thoughts in general. So in this video, I have a time-lapse recording of an illustration I did of a deer with like canine teeth because I felt kind of inspired by this like picture of a taxidermy deer that I saw floating around on Twitter recently. And other people were drawing it in their own art style, so I was like, I want to do that. And to be honest, it's already sort of the kind of thing I like to draw anyway. You know, I'm really into drawing weird creatures and things that have like big mouths and teeth, and I just like trying to capture these intense moments, whether it be like rage or anxiety or drama. So yeah, I drew this in Clip Studio Paint, which has a feature that allows you to record a time lapse of your illustration. And that has been pretty useful for me to like additionally share my artwork online. So with that being said, I guess that kind of leads me into something I want to talk about. And that's this feeling I've been having and dealing with recently. And I just want to see if I can put it into words somehow. So basically, I feel there is a lot of pressure and feelings of being overwhelmed and overstimulated when you are an artist and you're posting artwork online or even just looking at art online. I know we hear it all the time, and of course it's great that there's so much variety for us to look at and engage with, but there is literally so much media and just so much stuff trying to get your attention. It kind of just feels like you just get lost in the sea of it all. So I primarily use Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, and a little bit of TikTok to share my artworks. And it's like using these platforms just adds a whole other layer of work, time, and effort into the art if you want to share it. From what I understand, things like Reels and short-form videos like TikToks are what do really well, and it just seems like everyone is making these, so it's kind of not enough for you to just do your art. Like you just want to make sure you also recorded some of it or like are able to work it into a video somehow. Like somehow I should be TikTok maxing something to its fullest potential. And while that can unlock more creativity, of course, I have found myself being a little overwhelmed by this additional process. And I spend a lot of time trying to edit and cross-post everything. And when I do manage to sit down and actually upload something, I then feel like even more pressure to keep up some sort of momentum if it just happens to be received well by the public or whatever. And of course, my phone's photo album looks like freaking insane because there's like 20,000 pictures and videos of the exact same thing. And I don't know, maybe that's just part of being an artist. You're always trying to capture the exact right shot or angle of something. But yeah, just to combat this, I guess, I've tried to set a loose limit on how much time I'm actually spending editing things for Reels and TikToks. Like, it should maybe be a few minutes of my time, whereas with YouTube videos, I understand these require more time and sometimes more writing. But honestly, even with this video, I'm just speaking very informal. I'm not worrying too much about it. I'm just expressing myself as best I can, I guess. If I could say exactly what I wanted, then I wouldn't have to do art at all. But yeah, I don't know, it's just kind of crazy to me, and I often find myself feeling like basically annoyed with everything I'm seeing online when it's like viral, quote unquote, for you kind of stuff, or like really, I don't even know how to describe it. It's still art, but it's also kind of like the viral, like basic hoe kind of art. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. And I don't mean to sound like so indie or something. And I genuinely want to be more supportive and engaging with with the art and the content that my friends and favorite artists create. But even then, I think there are times where I need to step away entirely from social media and I guess like touch grass or whatever and just not feel the pressure to share anything I've been making or be a part of an audience for a little while. And this can sound kind of cheesy or like overdone, but I think we can sometimes lose perspective if we're not in a good mental state, at least for me. You can start to compare yourself, and it feels like everyone is doing something cooler, or they're more successful, or they have more friends or whatever. And while I support my friends and the people I follow online to have all these great, wonderful things, I have to keep in mind that people are generally only posting their greatest moments, and it's a very small snippet of their life that you're seeing. And you really don't know everything that they went through to get to that point, or all the behind the scenes stuff and hard work. As a streamer and creator online, I'm sure I've even had some sort of effect on people in this way too. And while I think I try to spread positivity and inspiration, I do find it pretty concerning, I guess. Like, we don't always have control of how the things we share can be interpreted and the extent that they truly reach. But yeah, I don't know why I think this thing that somehow everyone else is just much more organized than me, and logically, I know that's probably not the case at all. I think it just stems from this feeling or compulsion, really, that I need to create and post and share my artwork in some kind of order that makes sense. So I start to consider how my overall profile page will look, and the angles and the crops of my artworks, and if I'm alternating between colored pieces and black and white pieces. Like, it's a whole thing, right? And I also think about how this affects the art I create in the first place, and like how in the back of my mind I'm already making these decisions so that my drawings can fit into whatever arbitrary criteria that would make it easier to share. So for example, making something like fit a square canvas, for Instagram, or drawing something just because it's popular right now. I don't know. It's weird because it does have some sort of effect. Now, whether it's bad or good, I'm not sure. I guess that's debatable, right? But anyway, I think how I want to approach this moving forward is to just think like, yes, work hard, but I also need to just let things unfold naturally because maybe it's not always healthy to try to micromanage these types of things and then have it become this sort of stress in my life. So I actually wasn't super active online for a few months due to working an additional job and just going through some life things as we do. And honestly, I just had limited access to my computer anyway. But I'm trying to get back into the swing of things, re-engage with my communities on Twitch and YouTube and such. I guess it's normal. We go in and out of these little eras of activities and hobbies and passions. And I don't know, I don't want to feel the need to explain myself, because I don't think people are really expecting anything from me unless I owe them art or something for a commission. But yeah, just the other day I streamed for the first time and I was absolutely blown away by how sweet people were to me and how we just pick right back up and people are just genuinely happy to hear from you and see your artwork again. So it's a really nice feeling. I also just started reading this book called How to Be an Artist Without Losing Your Mind, Your Shirt, or Your Creative Compass by Joanna Nagler. And it already touches on some of these things I've been talking about. One of the chapters talks about how we deal with the struggle to continue or start a project, and the things that we most want to do, how we procrastinate or we don't try at all, and then we beat ourselves up for it. Nagler writes that we've got to get past a lot of nasty cultural crap that stands in the way of giving ourselves permission to lean our full body weight in the direction of our art. We have to silence the voices that need immediate money, success, or celebrity, instant results in other words, and keep them away from our creative efforts. Loving our art is reason enough for doing it. We don't have to explain, we don't have to justify. So yeah, really good stuff, and I'm gonna continue reading whenever I can. Maybe I'll reference it some more later on. So yeah, I know this commentary was probably all over the place, and I guess this video isn't necessarily to like educate or entertain anyone. I don't know, maybe unless someone could find this pretty entertaining. But you know, I'm basically experiencing this super crazy world from a perspective that's essentially limited by my past experiences, my physical body, my culture, my upbringings, my surroundings. But I'm still hoping to find ways to look introspectively and quietly and document and share those experiences, observations, and thoughts, and leave a positive impact where I can. I think that's just what we as humans love to do, really. That's why we create the art that we do. But we're also searching for community, I think, which can be hard to achieve in person, and online we have a much bigger reach. But maybe we just need to be more conscientious of what we look at and how we engage online, and know when it's a good time for us to step away and be present in our feelings and our immediate surroundings. So yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and wrap up the video now. I just wanted to speak on this because it's something I've thought about a lot, and I've talked to other people about it, and we've felt similar ways. Please let me know if you guys have ever felt this way, what you do to deal with it, and yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys. As always, thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll catch up with you guys in the next video. Okay, bye.